Hello everyone, welcome to our art class. This is your teacher, Miss Thea G. Vasquez. Enjoy the lesson! For our learning target for today is I can identify the different kinds of puppets, the materials to be used, and the purpose of making it. For our work plan, the story of Pinocchio, the puppetry, the different types of puppets, procedures, and exit bits. As a guide to the multiple intelligences we will use for this discussion, these small icons that you will find in the upper part of the presentations are indications that our activities, tasks, or discussions will shape your naturalist intelligence, interpersonal intelligence, logical mathematical intelligence, intrapersonal intelligence, verbal linguistic intelligence, musical intelligence, bodily kinesthetic intelligence, and of course, your visual spatial intelligence. Do you know the story of Pinocchio? What kind of person is he? Why is he different from others? And what is the moral lesson that he taught us? Let us find out the story of Pinocchio. Let's watch! The story of Pinocchio. Once upon a time, there lived an old carpenter named Geppetto. He was quite lonely as he did not have family. One night, he found a large wooden log. He carved a puppet out of it which looked like a wooden boy. He named it as Pinocchio and truly wished him to be a real one. A kind fairy heard Geppetto's wish and gave life to Pinocchio. She warned him, "If you want to be a real boy, you must always be a good boy." Since then, Geppetto loved him dearly as his own son. But Pinocchio was a naughty child and always kept lying. As he lied, his wooden nose grew longer. He promised not to lie again, but he soon forgot his promise and left school to join circus. Now, he started missing Geppetto. One day, he heard that his father had been swallowed by a huge whale. He immediately left in search of the whale, but he was also swallowed by the whale. Inside the whale's belly, both Pinocchio and Geppetto were happy to see each other. He hugged him and promised never to leave him again. They made a plan to escape and started tickling the whale's stomach. As the whale opened its mouth to sneeze, Pinocchio and Geppetto slipped out. They came back home safe and sound. The kind fairy was pleased by Pinocchio's bravery, and she turned him into a real boy. From that day, Pinocchio was a very good boy and never missed school. The father and son lived happily ever after. Remember, you should always speak the truth. After watching the video clip, what do you think Pinocchio is made of? That's right, Pinocchio is made from wood, and he is a puppet. Why do you think the fairy godmother made Pinocchio a real boy? That's right, because he learned the value of honesty. That's why he was made by the fairy godmother to be a real boy. That's why even though your nose does not grow big when you lie, you always need to tell the truth. Remember that. Can you also tell a good story like Pinocchio? Let us use puppets in telling stories. But have you seen a real puppet before? What does it look like? Let us find out first what are puppets. Puppets are movable models of a person or animal used for entertainment. These are animate objects brought to life through the active manipulation of a person's hand. What do you call a person who makes and controls the puppets? It is the puppeteer. Now, what is puppetry? It is the art of making puppets and presenting puppet show. Now, let us find out the different types of puppets. Be familiar with them. Hand puppets. What do you think is a hand puppet? Where do you think it is made of? Hand puppets are also called glove puppets. A hand puppet has a hollow or empty space inside its body. A hand puppet fits over the hand of the puppeteer like a glove. It is made to move by the hand and fingers of the puppeteer. Sock puppets and paper bag puppets are examples of a hand or glove puppets. It can be made from socks and paper bag and creatively designed with different accessories like yarns for hair, googly eyes, felt cloth as part of the puppet's body, and recycled materials. Here in the Philippines, we have several puppet theater performing groups, and one of it is the Teatrong Mulat ng Pilipinas. They use hand puppets in their shows. Their founder is one of our national artists for theater. She is Amelia La Peña Bonifacio. Let's go to stick puppets. What do you think is a stick puppet? What do you think it is made of? Stick puppets are also called rod puppets. A stick or rod puppet has a stick or rod attached to its neck and hands. Most of the time, the control comes from below, but there are rod puppets that are controlled from above. You may use popsicle sticks or barbecue sticks to attach at the back of your puppet. Next is shadow puppet. What do you think is a shadow puppet? Why do you think it is called a shadow play? What do you think is it made of? Shadow puppets are mostly rod puppets. They are flat. They form a shadow when the puppeteer moves them between a light source and a screen. Others use white cloth and use rod puppets to perform while the light is flashing behind it. You may use old folders for this or cardboards and cut them into different shapes according to your figure. The puppets then are attached on a barbecue stick or a long stick. The Anino Theater Group uses this kind of puppets to tell stories on their stage plays. Let's talk about string puppets. What do you think is a string puppet? What do you think it is made of? String puppets are also called marionettes. They are normally moved by strings or threads that are controlled from above. The strings are attached from the limbs of the puppets to control held by the puppeteer. This can be a yarn or a thick thread tied on a stick to hold the puppet. A simple marionette may have as many as one string, one to each leg, to each hand, to each shoulder, to each ear for head movements, and one to the base of the spine for bowing. Making marionettes move smoothly is one of the most difficult forms of puppetry. The Tali Galaw is a string puppet production established in 1995. The first and only Filipino marionette group conducting regular performances to promote and professionalize the art of marionette puppetry in the country. Its plays promote Philippine history, folktale,
environmental protection, good moral and cultural values.
Can you name now the different types of puppets? What are they again? That's correct. They are the hand puppets, stick puppets, shadow puppets, and the string puppets. What kind of puppet would you like to do? Describe your puppet. Write it down. Remember, puppets are used to tell stories. With it, you can able to share stories, especially for the young ones so that they can already learn the different values from the story that you will tell. I hope that you learned a lot from the lesson I prepared for you. Practice what you have learned by doing our activity Ingenio. Don't hesitate to leave a message if you have questions or if you need assistance.